Yo, what up? It's me, Dame. Voice crack. Great! I gotta let y'all know some, man. Yeah, everybody, all men. All men. I'm not gonna speak for women because I don't know exactly, but I know. Me, you, and anybody you know, any man, we all have a pride problem. We have a huge problem with the
Faggots.
way we carry ourselves, but only when other people are watching. Only when uh, there are other people or there are men around that we aren't comfortable with being. And I know that's a normal thing to just kind of be comfortable acting a certain way with certain people, but like there is there's people with like having pride is a good thing, right? I'm pretty sure like having pride in your work, having pride in the way you dress and the way you carry yourself, right? We are at an extreme though. Most men are at an extreme where they are overdoing it like badly, dude. And I mean, like, I'm just gonna speak for like what example, like first off the top of my head, like like I'm not gonna go into specifics, but like people just try to be something they're not for no reason. You know what I mean? So because they want to be perceived in a certain way, they pretend to be this person that they're not, right? This person that it's insane because they could be overly compensate. They can pretend to be smart, pretend to be like tough, pretend to be whatever, or like any sort of way. Let me try to bring it back. Actually, I got a perfect example. This place I used to work at, um, this guy became the manager, and I think like quite frankly, this guy is like kind of incompetent, right? And so instead of trying to like ask for help with his job or help with stuff, he like puts all this on his own shoulders, and he tries to do everything himself, doesn't ask for help, messes it up. Aside from that, just like blatantly lies because he thinks he knows something, but the truth is he either is misinformed or just like made it up. But he's just saying that, Anyways, huge. I'm gonna turn the microphone real quick. Microphone. Huge pride problem nowadays where people aren't okay with basically being themselves, right? Men, some probably women deal with this too, but like I'm noticing a huge extent with men because dudes that aren't tough, dudes that aren't a certain type of way, dudes that don't have to do certain things, they just do it for no reason, and it's like, man, that's not you. What are you doing? Like, and I'm not saying to if you're a little fucking nerd or a loser, or like if you perceive yourself that way, to just let people walk over you. Obviously everybody deserves respect, but it's like some guys think they deserve more or something, or they get too involved with things that don't pertain to them. Water break. Like pride thing, toughness, like concerning yourself with things that are kind of beyond what you think, and that's what it is. Like the male brain thinks you are so much more than what you really are, right? Like it can really, I mean, and the other way around too, right? I'm not here telling you to like just hate yourself and shit. That sucks. But truthfully, the brain has a tendency to tell you what you want to hear, right? Yes, you can do this thing that'll take hours upon hours of man hours, and it'll be super easy for you because you're that kind of guy. You're just that kind of guy. Yes, you can uh this person should be treating you a certain way because you're that fucking guy. Truthfully, the brain tells you exactly what it wants you to hear sometimes. And I think people need to realize, like, you gotta stop and take a second, like, and be honest. Like, are you being truthful to yourself, your actual true self, or are you putting on a front? If you're putting on a front, why are you? Do you need to? Like, is it your job to kind of present yourself in some manner? Then by all means do that. But if you're just like, acting a certain way just because of like an insecurity or like a compensation kind of thing, making up for whatever, if you feel the need to, do things like that, then, you gotta think things through. And a lot of people are already off this because they're not conscious. Like a lot of people that would hear stuff like that would already be like whatever because they're not conscious of stuff like that. They're just like whatever. I that's just me. This is me. But the truth is, like, you can be on either side. It's just what do you choose to. And I promise you, like, being your true self is really like the most it's a very freeing experience. And it's like, why would you not want to do that? Like, once you reach that point, it's like why would I not do that? Why would I, like, it little by little you do it, and it's like freedom and shit, and then and then out of nowhere, it's just all at once. You're just like, oh, this is this is what we're supposed to do, like, this whole time, and it's fantastic. Order again, but truthfully, like, I'm gonna give you there some advice right now. I think if you catch yourself being like a certain way, trying to put on this front because you don't want to be judged or you want people to see you a certain way that you aren't, like, why do you have to pretend to be this certain way instead of just being that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like fake it, to carry yourself a certain way. Like I'll be straight up, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not over here acting like a tough guy too. Sometimes I'll make jokes with my friends because I'm a silly guy. That's just what I do. I'll make jokes with my friends. I'll tell them, like, man, you're not gonna do shit, man. I'll press them and stuff, like, for fun, or I'll up it, and they laugh, and it's funny. That's all I want, man, because they know I'm joking. I make it very obvious that I'm not actually trying to be an asshole or something. But it's fun for all of us involved, and I'm not some little guy that's like, you little guy with glasses. You come on, man. It's my birthday. I was just joking, Not like that. Like, the only people I do that to, like, are my really good friends that are, like, would actually, like, mock me in a scenario. There is no seeing red for me. I would literally be hospitalized. You know what I mean? But it's all fun and games. It doesn't have to be that way, and we both know that. And either way, it doesn't matter. I just like to make my friends laugh, and I get enjoyment out of the little slight rage bait. But, like, I'm not over here pretending that I'm a tough guy. Truthfully, the only reason why I brought that up is because that's the only time that I speak in that certain manner. Like, because my dad was a really, really hard guy growing up, or, like, from what I remember, really young. Even now, like, I see some of the ways he deals with stuff. It's like, this guy, he's a tough guy. He really is, and he's not fucking joking about it. He's a tough guy, but he's also a very emotionally mature guy. God bless, thank God. But it took me a lot of time to realize that I can't solve my problems the way my dad does, because we're two different men. He just has that sort of ice in his veins where he can let his energy ramp up, and he doesn't feel no sort of fucking pressure or anything. It's pretty admirable. He's a fucking, I swear, like, 200-300 years ago, he would literally be cowboy gunslinging ass guy. He'd be a fucking lawman, dude, and he'd be like Wyatt Earp. He's a Wyatt Earp type of build, dude. But not everybody's like that. You know what I mean? Not everybody's like built for that. Or like, and it's not a bad thing. It's not like a diss. Like, when I tell myself that, it's not like, oh, well, I'm a loser. I'm less of a man. Like, no, it's nothing like that. It's just, once you realize that that's not you, you kind of free yourself to actually find what your real strengths are, instead of trying to be this person that you wish you were. I mean, and by all means, anybody can become anything, but nothing is really, you can't just overnight just develop the sort of ice in your veins sort of mindset where you don't give a fuck about, you don't feel no pressure. That takes time, and we only have so much time, so you kind of gotta, it's easier to just kind of do what you want to do, right? Like, like for a while I wanted to be that that like tough guy like my dad, and then I realized, I'm not too good at it, and I don't really enjoy it. Like, it really puts me in a lot of a very anxious position to try to perform in that manner. And then I kind of realized, like, the way I solve problems is different. The way I handle an aggressive situation or whatever. It's like, fucking son of a bitch, goddamn care package. I forgot about that. I watch it as I voiceover, by the way. I just realized, like, the way I do it is different, and that's not a bad thing at all by any means, because I have my own strengths. My dad is good at that, so that's what he did. And if he wasn't always good at that, he got good at that. You know what I mean? But that's straight up his thing. And I'm in a different world. I'm a different man, and I kind of got to adapt to that, And it took me a while to kind of hit that point where I realized I'm not this like 6 foot, heavy, not even heavy, but like strong guy that it can, really, my dad could really say whatever he wants. He doesn't, because he's a nice guy, he's a very, honest, I guess, like moral. He's a moral, he's morally a very good guy, so he's not like an asshole or anything, but like he really could tell you whatever the fuck he wants and then do whatever the fuck he wants to you, dude. Like he will like crush you into a million pieces, anybody. And no son bias. I swear to God, this guy's different. This isn't like my dad could beat up your dad. Like, I'm not even saying that like on some fucking. I think a good like 1% of the world could probably beat my dad's ass, But anyways, that's like one part of it, Like, there's no need to be kind of faking this funk or whatever, Like, there's so much more to life. There's not enough time to life to pretend to be something you're not, or to strive for something that you don't enjoy, And that's a very surface level statement. But yeah, like being tough and stuff. And then, like I was saying earlier, with the guy that like just can't do shit to save his life, but never asks for help. If anything, he actively pushes away help, and then he just like fucks shit up. It's like, dude, like it doesn't have to be like this, And I get it. Being self-destructive is something I'm not perfect of doing, but it's something I'm realizing as I get older. Like, why are we doing this, man? Like, the sooner you learn it, the better. So I just figure this is like useful knowledge to anybody at any age, because some of us are 30 and we won't understand that, and some of us are 17 hearing this and we'll be like, oh, it clicks, or it takes till you're 30 and then you hear it a certain way. Everybody learns in a different way, so that's why I say in that manner. But like, truthfully, people need to stop like being something they're not, or I guess a step further from that, which is like my next thought, is to like stop not being yourself. You know what I mean? Like, everything is fucking, I don't know how to say this, like it's so freeing to just be yourself, just do that. And I know it's so cliche, just be yourself, life is great, but really people don't do that. Like, it's actually insane. And I think the problem is most people don't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where exactly it started for me. I mean, I know as I get older I become more myself, but it took time for that. So like most of high school I was really like to myself and reserved, and it's like that I wouldn't say I have regret, but there is a thought in my mind where I'm like, I could have, I could have been so much more myself, I could have been so much more comfortable. I could have been so much more, had better friends, because if you're yourself, you attract you attract people that are like you. So if you're over here pretending to be somebody else, you're not going to attract friends that are like you. You're going to attract friends that are like the person you portray yourself to be. Same with girls as well, like you're not going to attract, it's all like, I just spent a lot of time trying to adapt to be what the people that what the people wanted me to be. And when I say the people, I specifically mean like the people I wanted to be around. Like I didn't adapt to be cool with everybody. Like I knew some people were either lame or in my mind, obviously it's all subjective. I thought some people, I don't know what exactly. So like a girl, for example, like I would try to, like if I really like this girl, I'm gonna try to uh, come off as cool to this girl instead of just being myself. And if this girl likes me being myself, then she's a good girl. If not, then it's kind of like I could save myself so many bad relationships for one just by not being myself. That's the biggest thing, and I don't even think it was worth it. Like, why do you want to adapt to what other people want you to be? First of all, a lot of people could see that you're not doing it right. Second of all, just relationship wise, like it doesn't attract the right people. In fact, I think it kind of puts, like my first point, it pushes them away. Um, I really do want to get to the root of the problem. Like, why aren't we being our true selves? Because I'm a victim of this. Obviously, the nonchalant man is, or the stoic man is a huge thing nowadays, which I think is a load of shit. Thankfully, because my dad was very open about how he feels, and not just when he's angry, like the boomer the silent generation was. But truthfully, the reason why let's see, to try to put it into perspective, the reason why I did it personally, I think I was lying to myself. I think I pretended that I was being my true self, but I could have been doing more, and I wasn't, because I was worried about what people thought of me. And I still do. I'm a musician, and it's a bit of it's kind of your job to, if you don't have an audience, you're not going to really go anywhere, but there is an extreme sort of side of that. I guess I didn't know who I was because I wasn't exploring that. Because to explore who you really are takes a little bit of effort, which is the opposite of nonchalant, and trying new things, and that's, not comfortable. But yeah, the reason why I did it was definitely, oh, got that fucker. The reason why I did it was definitely because I wanted friends and girlfriends, or a girlfriend at that point, and also because I didn't know who I was. I was kind of a sheltered kid. I had a strict parents growing up, semi-strict, I'll say. There's definitely more strict parents, but I definitely was on the stricter side when it came to parents, and so I kind of never did a lot of exploration, mostly just kind of because, like, of the self, because I was too busy trying to do other stuff I wanted. Like, I got ADHD, so I really like to occupy my brain, So I like to play the video games, especially as a kid. I would always get in trouble for being on the game when I wasn't supposed to, or like doing stuff I wasn't supposed to in class, or not doing homework because that shit was so boring and I already understood things. It's just busy work. It's just busy work. It's ass. But when I started to realize how cool it is, I don't know. I think I'm just hitting that point where I'm realizing, like, doing whatever you want is cool. Like, if you have an interest in something, do it, right? And if you like it, keep doing it, right? Within reason, obviously. And if you don't like it, don't do it. If it's not good for you, don't do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. If it's good for you and you like it, definitely do it, Or if it's good for you and you're not wasting too much time, or, it's not too new, it's neutral and it doesn't, just try it out, That's something I didn't really do a lot when I was younger, was explore stuff. I was heavily into music, so I guess, like, creatively I was always pretty tapped in, but, like, I accidentally stumbled onto the football team my freshman year. Um, but and I was not very good, nor was I placed very high. But my main sport was basketball. But between both of those things, I never really like I didn't play tennis until recently. And after playing it, I realized, man, I really fucking like playing tennis. Like it is really, it's a really awesome game. It's like kind of non-contact, I guess. It's semi contact, right? Because basketball, the reason why I kind of drifted away from basketball is I'm a very competitive guy. It would it'd be a very physical game. I get kind of, I'll say, upset, right? And that's a very broad sort of term, but you know, I did not like taking elbows to the face. Like, to be just completely frank, I didn't like getting elbowed, punched, whatever in the face. So it would kind of, I would like kind of blow up on my buddies of mine, and it's a very exhausting fucking sport. It is running non fucking stop, and it's great. It's great. It's a great sport. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I kind of drifted away from it. So now I got this like lack of physical activity in my life, and so I've had tennis gear for a long time because my little brother wanted to play tennis. I played tennis. I loved it, and now like I'm trying to play tennis quite a bit in this year in order to kind of make a habit out of it, and then hopefully in the future that'll lead to positive habits of health, good health. And I wouldn't have known that. I didn't know that until now. I probably would have liked it before. I could have enjoyed it way sooner. I could have been way better at it than I am now. I guess at the time I was just trying to chase being good at basketball, so it's kind of, I can't fault myself too much for it, but stuff like that. Like now I'm looking at the world like, what else do I enjoy and I haven't explored because I love a sense of exploration, like in throughout like activity or anything. I love the sense of new things, right? New experiences. I do got fucked up. I love the sense of new experiences, right? So I'm like, how many experiences in this world have I not given the time of day just because either I couldn't or because I just didn't, like a lot of people don't even get the opportunity to experience the things that I have, being partially because I live in a first world country. But like I just realize how much I need to just try shit, and that's part of being yourself as well. Like, why not? Like onions on a burger, I used to have plain fucking burgers. I love onions. I've realized I love onions through trying shit. And so like I guess the older I get, the more comfortable I get with like trying stuff. And then you find yourself more because you have a thing to kind of define yourself with. You find more friends that also are interested in that. It's just, it really is a beautiful fucking thing to be yourself. And it's especially important, right? Like that's a surface level statement. I apologize. But it's especially important to like not be something you're not, dude. Like all these fake gangbangers. Like I don't know if this obviously has to do with the side of town. Like there's a lot of like fake thug dudes, like dudes that are really nerds or really soft or really, they just adopt this side, like the side of town I live on, that mentality, and just fall into this idea that being that guy is cool, like smacking fucking carts is cool, being high all the time is cool, it's like you're being, I kind of get it because it's like it's easy to say, well, this is me, this is who I am, but the reality is like I really think to a lot of those people it's not, you're just kind of trying to pretend it is so you can fit in, it's like why, dude, you want people to see you a certain way, like it's horrible, man, like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life, anyways, be yourself, try new things. I know it's so cliche, but I hope after the examples I've given, it's kind of obvious. Like, if it's not obvious, you kind of realize or find yourself making those mistakes, and you're like, all right, like I haven't been true to myself, or I haven't been true to the world, I haven't been true to, the way life should be lived. And there's no right way to live life, but there are better ways than others. And pretending to be a gangbanger, pretending to like a certain drug so you can do it with your friends, or pretending to be tough when you're not, getting yourself in situations that you could possibly get hurt. Like, none of it's worth it, man. None of it is fucking worth it. You know, like, one more last example. Like, I have a lot of friends that like to smoke weed. I might be the only one in my friend groups that friend groups meaning multiple friend groups of mine love smoking weed, and I don't. And for a while I thought I was the weird one, but I accepted it. I was like, well, I'm the weird one. The truth is, like I accepted it, and now, like, I have a lot more fun with my friends because of it. Because if I go and try to smoke weed with my friends to fit in or whatever, like high school, that's what I did a lot. I smoked a lot of weed in high school just to try to, because I was bored, but also because that's what my friends were doing, and I didn't have the strength to say, nah, man, I'm good, because like I did when it came to like getting in trouble and stuff, like, no, I got like this class that I gotta lock in for, but like I didn't say no. I was afraid to say no, I don't like it, because it's like, how do you not like it? It's the greatest feeling in the world. Like, what is wrong with you? It took me so long to realize, like, it's just not my thing, and I'd be lying to myself if I didn't just never do it. And still, sometimes I do it in moderation, very little. But even then, like, I don't enjoy it all the time. Like, it has to be very specific circumstances and situations, because I'm either too high for the situation, or I have this like brain fog days after, and that shit really sucks. It's like, I don't like that. And to be true to myself, I'm not going to pretend to like it, to have a good time with my friends. My friends, the right friends, will have a good time with me, even if I don't participate in that. And luckily, if we want to, go and fry our brains for a little bit, we're all going to drink a couple beers and we'll have a good time. I got those friends by me that enjoy both and that aren't going to judge me for not doing that. Which truthfully, most of the world isn't like that, but it's just a small example as to like how being yourself, you find your crowd, and life is just a lot better like that, and then and then just stay open, try new things and all that. But yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself, I'm rambling, blah blah blah. Be yourself, don't have too much pride, try new things, stop being nonchalant, fucking have fun, openly have fun. If you like to dance, openly dance. If you like to sing, openly sing. And I'm guilty of doing that too. But like I said, like this is a reminder, this is like my little diary, my little journal where I could talk about that. And so, hopefully in the future I'm gonna be doing that. I'm doing a lot better. I have a band now. Yeah, I don't think I've ever mentioned that before, because it's kind of new, but I got bandmates, I'm doing vocals, I'm singing and shit. It's taken a lot of courage to get there, but now it's like nothing, I could sing in front of my bandmates like nothing. And now I think I've, in front of other people, I have that, because I've sang in front of random people, before, and they liked it. Like, now I don't, but even though, who cares if they like it or not, but like, now I got the balls to like, if 100 people in a room, like, I'll be able to do that. Obviously, you gotta earn that, but, little by little, it really does, it really, fucking awesome. I forgot where I was going with that. I think that's a sign I should stop. I'm done. That's all I gotta say. I've given you my closing statements. I love you. Thank you.